I have an angel on my shoulder, but a devil in my head.
I'm super curious about the people that you've bumped into because you had a actual experience with someone who identified as a Queen of Spades, right?
It's been a couple of.
Yeah. And like maybe she was military or something like that. The story, right? Just to refresh your memory.
Yeah. So yeah. As soon as you said military, okay. So this is when I was in the military. A friend of mine and I, we were. It's called the Base Exchange. It's kind of like the mall. We were in there, and we were actually on a call for verbal altercation. Like as minute can be. Just two people just had an argument about who was next in line. And we're both black guys. Whatever, cool, great. And so the lady had a Queen of Spades tattoo, I believe, on her arm somewhere. She was military. And so with that,
what is that tattoo?
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
So the tattoo,
and describe her tattoo.
I personally didn't see it.
Okay.
But for people that don't know, it's usually like a spade, and then there's like a Q in there somewhere.
Okay.
The spade is like usually like shaded in or whatever. So like one that I could think of would be like an actual spade for like the playing card, and like the Q is like outlined, and like you literally just shade in everything around the Q. So I'm assuming she has something like that with like something extravagant around it because it was on her arm somewhere. And so I didn't see it. And so my coworker, he was like, hey man, like she was the Queen of Spades. I was like, oh, word. Like,
because all you know is like Queen of Spades means.
Yeah. And I'm like, we're two black guys. So I was like, word, like that's what it is. But then like, finding out about it, like, a few months later, I was like, oh. But it also depends, like, is she a Queen of Spades for the fantasy of it? Or is she like a Queen of Spades because literally she just likes being with black guys?
So what's the difference?
The difference is, to me personally, there's like we all have fantasies. Mm-hmm. If you are solely acting out your fantasy and you're seeking out a black guy because you claim you're a Queen of Spades, then to me that's wrong. Because at the end of the day, if a black guy comes up to you and is like, hey, I would like to take you out for dinner, let's have a date or whatever, and you blow him off, but yet 2 hours later, behind closed doors, you're willing to take his dick. That's a huge problem to me.
Okay.
Now, if you're into them, like as a person, like, hey, you know what? Yeah, he seems like a good guy. Let's go on a date, whatever. And then behind closed doors is history. That's cool. But if you literally just like mitigate the friendship part besides the sexual part, that right there to me is the problem.
So it's the objectification part.
Very objective.
Okay.
Yeah, well, and it's also like being a secret, right? Mm-hmm. In some weird way, right? Like you're good enough for a fuck, but not good enough for dinner.
If even that. Like I know a woman right now who will not fuck a black guy because she's scared of having to answer why she has a black baby if she gets pregnant. Mm. I'm like, that's fine. If that's your thing, whatever, I'll back off. Yeah. But, like, to me, that's ignorant. That's like my keyword of the day is ignorant. Because you can still have relations with a black guy, whatever, cool, great. But if you're ultimately worried about being a white woman, explain to your Southern family why you have a black baby or, you become pregnant by a black guy, like, then I'm sorry, like, whatever.
So now I'm going to throw this in the mix. So we watched on the show one of my favorite people who I'm still trying to get on the show, Tammy, who is is a Queen of Spades who is very out, like not hiding it. There is no shame. And there was a whole community of Queen of Spades who have no shame. Like
we're going to find Tammy.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I will pay for Tammy's.
Get Tammy.
I want her. I will pay for you, Tammy. I'll fly you up here.
Halfway. Yeah,
I will host.
Just started GoFundMe.
Yeah, can we start GoFundMe for Tammy? Can we find Tammy? But who are proud of being a Queen of Spades? They only date black men. They only have sex with black men. Like there is no shame or a tide around it. So do they fall into the yes, I could with them because they're not shamed, they're not hiding anything, or is it still because they're Queen of Spades that they fall into the category of no, you're objectifying?
So for me personally, they will fall into the category of yes, because they have no shame in hiding it. Like,
Okay.
if they can go to the beach with a black guy or whatever, cool, great. You know, they're able to be seen outside of closed doors with them. That's fine with me. But like, so like the whole Queen of Spades aspect, like I would probably be like, hey, you know what? Let's not publicize that part.
So you're hiding them.
If we're all being smart about things, like at the end of the day, somebody would be like, oh, well, she's a Queen of Spades. She's only with Rob because he's black. I don't know what else she likes. I know she's into me for my personality or whatever. At the end of the day, like that's all that matters to me.
But I'm gonna throw another scenario. Y'all can stop me because I got scenarios today. So like if all of you guys were in like, I don't know, latex body bag suits, right? And all you had to is like what's that show where like the dating show where it's like she can't see you, right?
Was it like Love is Blind or something like that? Where that like behind
Love is Blind works, right?
Okay.
And she falls in love with your personality until she has to go and see you guys. And she only picks you because you're black. And she says, I only like black guys. Forget your personality can be all there, but she's a Queen of Spades. So the first preference, the first thing that what's what I'm looking for, that the first priority is because you're black.
Well, you just said it's her preference.
The priority is that you're black. So your personality, because you're a Queen of Spades. So it's like if it was about personality, then she would have been okay with someone else,
so
right?
Then, all right. So then would I know she's a Queen of Spades at this point?
Yeah. Like she's like, I'm on the show, I'm a Queen of Spades, but I'm going to try this blind date shit out. And they're like...
I mean, at that point, then...
That's a good show. We need to do that.
Yeah.
There's obvious bias there because...
She's biased. She's a Queen of Spades.
That's what I'm saying. So like...
Our preference is a bias of sorts.
Yeah.
I mean... We all have our purposes.
But what I'm saying is like, it's your blackness. That's why she's showing up, right? Mm-hmm. But you're okay with that as long as she's, I guess.
If she's into me because I'm a black guy and that's what she likes, so be it.
Okay.
If she likes me because.
As long as you're not a secret.
That and I'm not, like she said, objectified.
But you are.
As a sex object. Well, no, because this is how you separate the two. Okay. So.
School me, please, because I have my opinion.
This is how you separate the two. She can like her black guys. Mm-hmm. She can say she's a Queen of Spades because she likes how black guys fuck. Mm-hmm. That's cool. You have a Queen of Spades who doesn't like black guys, but only fucks them because her cuck white husband or whatever husband.
Does that make her? Is she
so
Queen
hold
of Spades
on.
then?
So what I'm actually hearing right here, the true differentiation that I think I'm picking up on is a single woman versus married.
Not so much. So it varies. It varies because it's case by case.
Well, but it's like, are you a Queen of Spades because you're doing it because your husband's making you do it? Does that make you a true Queen of Spades?
Not so much.
Because to me, that just means you're like submissive to your husband. Yeah, or just you're fulfilling his fantasy and not yours. Or maybe, you could be fulfilling yours too by being a submissive and doing what he wants you to do. There's all kinds of dynamics.
Isn't the difference though? Because I relate so hard to this, and like I clearly am not black, but like this is my trans experience.
Right.
Like, so many guys are totally into fucking me, but won't be seen with me in public, or if they will. They won't introduce me to friends or family, or like, there's all different gradients of this. Mm-hmm. But like, there's some guys that are just like, they're with me because I am a trans woman. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
they have to be okay with me because I'm a trans woman.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But they're specifically with me because I'm a trans woman.
You're really objectified in that sense.
Well, but isn't that what we just said that you're okay with as long as they're seen with you?
You said the guys won't see you with friends and family, right?
Yeah.
So that means those guys, that group of guys...
They'll treat me like a queen out in public. They'll bring me anywhere, like a nice restaurant. They'll bring me out, but just like not friends and family.
So because you're a trans woman, you're stopping them from you seeing friends and family.
Yeah.
That's objectification in my book. Everything that we're talking about is subjective. Like everything.
Is that objectification, or is that like shame, guilt, or some kind of other?
I don't know how they think. So I
mean,
if
you don't want to like, what don't we like to? Why don't we like to show introduce parts of ourselves to our family.
Because of shame. I think it's fear and shame. I mean, you're already objectifying someone, but you don't want your family to know that this is what you like.
Why do so many of us not want our family to know that what we're into is?
I know why. Because they leave you. Because they reject you, and they, there's real loss there.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
So it's not actually about you as a trans person. It has nothing to do with you.
It's hard to say it doesn't have to do with me. I take it pretty personally, but
You take it personally, but the reason if we go off what you just said, the reason that person, he's not introducing you is because he has a fear. He'd rather lose you than lose his family.
Right.
He has a choice to make.
Yes.
Possibly. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, I mean, even though you have to experience, that's the fucked up part. You have to experience that I'm your secret type shit.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Which is to me like a yes. I just have to say, because I'm dating that person right now is one of my partners, right? But at the same time, my first partner, and both black men, by the way, just like it's just a coincidence, right? I don't only date black men. I've dated all kinds of men, but my first partner would not be seen with me in public ever. Like sex, yes. But I was a sneaky link.
Sneaky link to the definition.
Yeah, exactly. And so that, like, to me now is a no in my life.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
I have an angel on my shoulder, but a devil in my head.